Hello, and thank you for your interest in the XX network. This video will provide an overview of the XX coin sale taking place in January of 2020, and also a step-by-step guide on how those eligible can participate in the sale. My name is Peter Somerville. I'm the head of Node and Developer Relations at Praxis. And so to give you a quick overview of this video, again, we're going to talk through basics about the XX coin and the current public sale, and then go through just step-by-step how to go about participating in this sale. And so to get into XX coin basics, overview of the sale, discuss some of our current investors, and then talk about the mechanics of the sale that's happening here. And so as we look at an overview of this sale, I think the first thing to recognize is that this is not your typical ICO. We're not going about trying to raise as much money as we possibly can. Rather, we have a fairly discrete target that we're aiming for that will give us the funding that we need to continue development of the XX network up to the launch of the mainnet. The current status of the XX network, we've had a public AlphaNet live for almost 5 months now. We have the XX Messenger smartphone app, which runs on that AlphaNet, available to thousands of users at this point. And then also we're in the process of gearing up to launch the BetaNet in a few more months. And so that's a fairly early stage for a blockchain like ours. And the more typical thing to do at this stage, frankly, would be to go to a big fancy venture capital firm and raise money that way through that kind of private market. Instead, what we've gone to this date is pursued a private sale, reaching out to noted privacy advocates, a few other similar investors. And at this point, we're now reaching out to a broader public base, looking for those who share our passion and belief in the potential of the XX network, and that it represents real breakthroughs in providing privacy, speed, scalability, and security that will empower ordinary users at worldwide scale. And really, this approach of reaching out to the public for participation is in keeping with the principles of decentralization and broad democratic participation that are embodied in the XX network. And so especially in the past 2 months, as the XX network team has published a number of technical documents, including the white paper, and shared details through a series of webinars, which you can find on our YouTube page, a lot of community members are excited about the potential of the XX network, and we want to give them an opportunity to be involved through this XX coin sale. So again, we do have a few early investors who've come in through a private sale. These are folks who share the longstanding vision of our founder and CEO, David Chaum, on the importance of digital privacy as a tool to empower people all over the world. And so, I would note that these investors, many of them have been on board with us for over a year now, are receiving only a 20% discount compared to what's offered here through this public sale. And so that speaks both to their long-term commitment to the XX network and also our interest in making sure we have broad participation in this XX coin sale. So let's talk about what's actually being sold right now. The XX token. This is going to be distributed as an ERC 1404 smart contract that will be converted to XX coins at the mainnet. So it's a token that'll be on the Ethereum blockchain, and then we'll transition over to XX coins on the XX network when we reach mainnet. And so notice, if you're participating in the sale, you're going to need to receive these tokens in an ERC20 wallet. We'll talk a little bit more about that. That's not the wallet that you'll necessarily need to use to make the purchase. That's not where your purchasing funds necessarily will come from, but you do need an ERC20 wallet to hold these tokens that you're buying now. The mechanics of the sale, it's going to open up here on Thursday, January 23rd. We'll run for 4 weeks. And then notice each Friday we'll have a distribution of the tokens into the ERC20 wallets for those who are participating in the sale. And so that'll happen throughout the course of the sale here. Once the sale is completed, there'll be a lockup period for these tokens. Note that that is going to apply equally to those in the public sale and to those investors in the private sale as well. Same level playing field on that fact. So let's talk about this Ethereum wallet. And again, this is the wallet that you'll receive the tokens that you buy through this public sale. I want to point out not all Ethereum wallets are equal. You're going to need a wallet that's compatible with this ERC20 standard. And so note that, for example, an exchange wallet is not going to meet your needs here. So I don't want to, we're not in the business of endorsing a particular wallet, but again, there's several ERC20 wallets available. Again, ERC20 is that smart contract standard. And so, you know, if you've got one of these, excellent. Otherwise, do a little bit of research to find which wallet's going to best meet your needs, whether it's software, whether it's a hardware wallet. And again, this wallet is not necessarily where your funds need to come from, but it is where you're going to hold the XX coins that you buy. Finally, before we hop into the buying process, important to pay attention to the privacy policy. You can see here the website where you can check that out. Privacy is obviously an important concept here with the XX network. And if you have privacy related questions, you can also reach out to our team by email, privacy@xx-coin.io. So with that said, let's say here you want to get yourself registered, you want to participate in this public sale. So first thing to do is to go to our website, xx-coin.io. That's going to provide you a lot of information about the XX network, the XX coin, and this sale. That's where our technical documents are, the white paper, the various technical documents created by the Elixir and Praxis teams. Lots more information in more depth, what we've talked about so far here. If you're ready to proceed there's a register to contribute button. That's going to allow you to go forward. And so when you do that, you're going to see this screen here. First thing to do is to register, enter your email address and create a password. Once you do that, we'll ask you to verify your email. You'll see this screen. You go to your email client. Here's what that email is going to look like. And you just need to click that button or click the link. Once you do so, your account will be confirmed. That's excellent. And then we can get started here. So the first part of this process, once you're in here, is going to be identity verification. And when you do that, there's two pathways, whether you're going to be participating in the sale as an individual or whether you're going to do that as an entity. And so when it comes to identity verification, encourage you to read the privacy policy that we linked there above. And, as we've been getting ready for this public sale, a few members of the community asked, they've been asking us, if the XX network is so interested in protecting privacy, why do we need to verify the identities for this sale, right? And so I would say first, there's many different ways to be involved in the XX network, even if you're not participating in this sale. There's the XX Collective, both the smartphone app and the community that's been developing here over this past year. We've got the XX Messenger smartphone app for sending messages on that public AlphaNet. And we've also got our node and developer communities. And so especially those who are supporting the XX network, who are from countries that are not participating in this sale, or for those who just choose not to be part of this public sale, we want to send a clear message that we want you to be involved. We're excited to continue to grow this community. And we understand, this public sale is not for everyone, but that doesn't mean that the XX network isn't something we want to have available for everyone. And so with that said, as we approach this public sale, again, our goal was to make this something that folks from as many people from as many countries as possible could choose to participate in this public sale. What that means, today in the world is that just about every jurisdiction around the world requires us to verify identities. And so that's the approach we're taking here. It's the exact same process for those who participated in the private sale. And so that's how we're conducting the sale here right now for January of 2020. If you have specific questions about privacy issues, again, you can reach out to our team by email. It's privacy@xx-coin.io. So hopping into identification, individual or entity have a similar process here. One thing I want to point out with that process, when you get to the document upload process, especially for individuals, a lot of different areas, that ID card or that ID document, oftentimes will have some shiny foil or some sort of a hologram thing that can dazzle the camera and make your ID hard to read. This is like the number one thing that's causing delays for some folks who are registering right now, is that they send us an image of an ID card that is really hard for us to read. And so what I would ask you, and this is a great way to make your process run smoother and to avoid delays, is to just make sure that the photo you upload or the documents that you upload are just really easy and really clear for us to read. That's a great way to make this a smoother, faster process for you. And so you do that. Next step, there's a selfie here. And again, make sure you turn on some lights in your room so that we can clearly see your face. That again is an easy way to make your registration process run smoother, run faster, is to make sure we can actually see your face here on this. So that's a great way to move your process forward. Once you've submitted that information, goes under review. It can take as little as a minute, but again, especially if there's issues with those document images, it can take up to a couple of days. So this might just run you right forward. It might be something where you need to wait for a day or two. If so, you'll get an email once your identity has been verified. And once that's done, here's what that looks like. Gives you the green light here on the identity verification. And so once that's done, we move forward into the payment process. First thing to do here with that is make sure you understand and agree with the terms and conditions around the sale. And so you can see information here. Most of the documents, again, are on that xx-coin.io website, and we encourage you to read them. Notice on that right side there's that blue button for the subscription agreement, which is, again, something you'll want to take a look at, make sure you understand and agree with. And so once you fill that out, it's going to take you to the payment details screen. And so I just point out three things to notice with this screen. First, you're going to want to enter your contribution amount. And that's something where if you're coming from the XX collective community, your minimum is $100. For others, the minimum is $1,000. This is all US dollars, by the way. And then just also notice there's a lot of payment methods. If you want to make your payment by wire transfer, more complicated process on our end. And so we're asking for a minimum contribution for wire transfers of $20,000. Second, we're going to ask for your receiving Ethereum wallet address. That's that ERC20 wallet that we spoke about earlier. Make sure we got the right address in there for you so that we can send you your coins. And then the payment method. And notice that there's a lot of different payment options for you. And so once you've got that filled out, we've got this confirmation. Again, this is something to read carefully, make sure that you're happy with here. Check these boxes, apply a digital signature here. And then once you hit that next, we move to actually submitting the payment. And so notice, again, there's some options. You can make your payment by Bitcoin, BTC. Again, notice this is something where we're going to need a real Bitcoin wallet, not an exchange account for all of these. And so please make sure that that is something you're holding in mind. But again, Bitcoin, Ethereum, very similar. The USD coin, again, very similar. And then also the Gemini USD coin. All those work. All those, again, make sure that you're using a real wallet for those blockchains, not just an exchange account. And then finally, you can also make your contribution in US dollars via wire transfer. And again, make sure you're carefully and correctly copying down all the details for that transfer. So that's the process. If you have questions specific to this, going through the registration and going through the purchase process, you can contact us, support@xx-coin.io. Also, there's a lot of information again on that main website, xx-coin.io. So thank you very much for your interest and support of the XX network and this XX coin sale. We're really excited to be having this support from our community and your participation as we continue to move forward towards the XX network mainnet. So thanks very much and have a great day.